Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And we're doing part 2 of the One Sheet Wonder and making some lovely cards with it. And we're going to be using the note cards with this, which is a pack of 20 note cards and matching envelopes for £6. So a really good bargain, and that's what we're going to be using today. So we are going to take the long rectangle from the One Sheet Wonder. And if you're not doing the One Sheet Wonder, then this will measure 2 inches by 4 3/4 with an 1/8 of an inch mat. And we're going to put this down the side like this. In fact, first of all, we are going to I've taken this lovely little leaf filigree. Now, this is from the Well-Written Framelits, and it has some lovely little floral elements and little pieces like that you can use. You can use any sort of floral element that you want, but we're going to put this down at the bottom. So let me just run some wet glue around here. As I've always said, I like using the wet glue because you can get into all of the little tiny corners, and I use it for everything. You can use whatever you want, but this is just a very easy way of just getting the glue down where you want it. And you can see I'm just going down the lines first, and then round on those little leaf parts. And as long as you don't squeeze your barrel of your wet glue, it does come out quite easily. And as I say, I think it works perfectly. I'm just going to get that little piece on the bottom where my finger was. There we go. And we're going to put this in the bottom right hand corner. So literally just taking it up, and this will give us a bit of detail down on there. So we're just going to put that up at the bottom. Now, this is more of a stepped up card. So I've done some cards, as you know, for beginner crafters. This is for all of us that like something more. So we're going to put this piece over the top, so it does come across some of these, but that's what I wanted. I wanted that to come along the background. So this again we are going to just put on with the wet glue like that, and then that will have just a 1/8 of an inch border around there. So you just need to put that down, so you just have a little tiny border coming through. Let's put that down like that. It's probably not completely accurate on my lights because, as I'm always saying, I get a real glare on it. Then we are going to put our sentiment down at the bottom, and we've got some little butterflies, which again, look back to see how I coloured those butterflies. But we're using the small ones, and that is from the Butterfly Gala, and it's this little small butterfly here. So I always, as I say, I have a pot full of little butterflies and things. Now, you'll notice that these are slightly different colours. This is the Fresh Fig, and so I've used the Fresh Fig right round the outside. And no, I haven't. I've used the dark Rich Raspberry, but it tones almost perfectly with the Fresh Fig. And then I picked it up with the Highland Heather, which is why I've done the sentiment in the light, in Highland Heather. Don't have light and dark in our inks. So that's going to go across the bottom, and then we're going to have our butterflies running through here. And I just wanted a little bit of extra on here, so I'm using the polka dot wheel because it's fairly see-through. And so what I want to do is to just have a little piece coming through on the bottom. So let's take that out, get my paper snips, and we just need to cut that just at a bit of an angle. I'm going to have one going one way and one going the other way, like that. So that will work in like that, and we're just going to put that in just underneath where the sentiment is going to go. So that just adds just a little bit of interest at the bottom, and then the sentiment's going to go on there. Now the sentiment I'm putting on with dimensionals. They will go on with the minis because they fit perfectly into the sticking on there. The rectangle stitched framelets is what I've used for this sentiment banner, and they are, as I keep turning around and saying to you virtually every day, they are absolutely amazing. So we are going to take this first and just put that down like that on there, and I'm going to put it down with a glue dot in the center. So let's get, this is where all of our glues and embellishments, they work perfectly for different things each time. Where's my mini glue dots? Have I got some mini glue dots? I don't know whether I've got some mini ones. I've got some of these ones which are going to probably be a little bit big, but we'll have a go with these. I've got my mini glue dots out somewhere because I've used them, but I've got these ones as well, so these will do for now. So we're just going to put this in just down on the bottom, just so that it's something for the ribbon to cling on to. So let's just fold this in half because I just want a little bit coming up at the top and the bottom. So we're just going to put that there like that, and then just have that so that it comes out. And because it's got that that sort of twill look, I think it just looks really nice because it just adds a little bit of something without it being too blocking out the rest of it. So because it's that sort of netting, it works quite well with just little pieces underneath to just add a pop. So we're going to then pop that in over the top. So that will just give just a little bit on there. So that gives you just your little bit of interest at the bottom. And then we have these three lovely butterflies. So again, the minis are perfect for this because they don't take... if you tried to put the large ones, you'd have to sort of cut them down or take the pieces from the side, whereas the minis are designed, they work absolutely perfectly with smaller shapes. So these little butterflies will just add the extra bit of interest on here, like that. And then we're going to put one, we want one on here, so we'll have one just coming out from the top of the flowers. And then we'll have one in on the designer series paper. Whoops. Does help if I take the back off, doesn't it? Let's just take the back off of this one, like that. And then we can pop that in that little bit of space on there, because then it picks up the colour tones as well. So you can tone in different colours as long as you pick up other things with the same colour, so that it doesn't look completely different. Now, do I want one down? Do I want it down on there? I think that might look quite nice in a balance on there. Yes, I am. I'm just going to put this in so it just comes a piece off. I don't want it to stick out too much on here, so it's just going to have to just be at the top. That's not going to work, is it? It needs to come just in underneath. It comes from fiddling about with stuff. I wanted it there, but I don't want it too high. So in fact, it doesn't need a dimensional on it. So let's just take that dimensional out and put it back. If you could see, if I put the the dimensional on there as well, it's just going to come up too high. So I'm going to put this one on just with a little bit of wet glue, and then that will come at the right height, and again give it a bit of dimension. So here we are. We now have this beautiful card using the notelets, using the one piece from our One Sheet Wonder. We're going to be using some more later on in the week, so come back and have a look. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to me down below, because I will be doing lots of different card ideas for this. But this is one, as I say, using the beautiful Designer Series paper, the flourish or the little leaf things from the Well Written Framelits, the lovely butterflies from the Butterfly Gala with a little note on there, and a little bit of the twill. All of the directions for this will be over on my blog, so again, have a look down there. And thank you so much for watching me, and do look forward to seeing you again. Bye bye.